Hey guys, this is Eric with channelmassive.com, and I'm here checking out Evie. She's the new magician character. A couple other things have changed. You'll notice that we're no longer, in the Halloween seasonal event, and they've actually, if you look behind me, it's a person loading up with a giant scythe, and that's the Evie character's secondary weapon. It was actually introduced with the patch today on the 3rd, and it completely changes the character. You sacrifice your magical abilities to become a ninja, a crazy ninja. I'm really excited. Level 24 is when you get that option to switch over, and I want to try it out. You will see in the combat video that I show after this bit that her magic abilities, even early on, are really a lot of fun. So let's say hey, and let's go and check out one extra thing before we start the combat. I'm going to show you how to launch a boat, what launching a boat is, and the stuff you should look forward to. So pretty much every one of these dungeons is going to have a board. Initially, when you go look on the board, it actually shows you kind of suggested boats that are launching, and boats are four-person groups that are being formed to tackle a dungeon. Okay, you do have raid boats that are up to 10 people, but those are the later bosses and the fishing boats. So you can search the boats, check, refresh what available boats are. There are. If you click launch boat, that's going to make you the leader of the boat, and that's very important. The leader of the boat is hosting that dungeon. So if you've ever played in console games or PC games where you host from your computer, that's a very important thing to know, because if you get crazy lag, look at your name in the party list. You'll see that there's a latency bar, and that's your latency compared to the host, of course. So if someone's playing on West Coast and hosting for a group of East Coast people, they're going to get crazy lag, and in some of the hardcore dungeons, you're going to die, and it's going to be a very bad day for you. It's not really the game, it's the system that they picked, so it kind of stinks if you're unlucky enough to get in one of those groups. It'll run like butter if you get people who are on the East Coast and have good connections. That's something to worry about. Now, when I click on one of these dungeons, you'll see that there are these things called Oaths of Honor. And Oaths of Honor are pretty much bets that I make to challenge myself. I'll get extra, if I complete them, I'll get extra experience, which is always nice. And some of them, like for example, I clicked on one, it says win with two or fewer players, and then another one, win within 5 minutes. So there's a variety of them, and they're pretty much challenges like that. If you fail them, you fail the entire thing. Even if you haven't beaten the boss or anything, you'll just fail outright. So they're kind of just like challenges that you put on yourself. There are all these other things. If I click over on the right where it says battle points, there are bonus missions, and bonus missions will get me extra cash. And they're optional things. They won't fail anything, but they're things like getting a random drop. It could be like a rare drop, or killing a boss with a spear or a kick to the head or some weird way. All of these get me achievement levels, and achievement levels sometimes are gateways to unlocking more dungeons. So you'll see this rainbow colored bar. As I fill it up, most of the time there'll be at least one in each of the dungeons that you have to get a certain amount, like 100 points, to unlock some of the harder dungeons. Another thing you may see is that on each one of the lists of the dungeons, there's one that it will be stamped with today, and what that is a daily, kind of like a daily quest. So no matter what level you are, if you do this, you'll get an extra boost of ability points, and ability points are really important because those are the things you level up your skills with. So if you go and do these daily dungeons, you can run through them pretty quick. If you're a higher level, you'll get a good chunk of ability points for the day. Well worth it. Anyone familiar with daily quests will know that's just a good thing to do, right? A big thing to know about the difficulty. Normal, the enemies have a lot of HP, but they don't hit very hard. Hard, they have like a normal amount of HP, and they hit harder though. And then you can drop I think items that enhance your abilities. And then hero difficulty. This one is, I have to read this off here. It's you have to be level 25 to even get there. Okay, it's always going to take tokens. You will, though, get a good chance of getting abilities. Items that enhance your weapons. So, but it's going to be tough. You're going to get elite bosses that know more moves and will work harder. Another thing about hard is they take away the life bar, so it becomes closer to, if you've ever played Monster Hunter or anything like that, where you have to kind of guess. From there, you have to guess like the enemy's breathing and stuff like that. If they kind of slump, you know that they're close to death, stuff like that. So we should transfer from here to the combat. And the combat, I'm not going to narrate. I'm actually going to try to annotate and freeze some of the action, explain some of the things. And if anyone else prefers a narration, I can try that. But I've tried a couple things so far, and this annotating as I go along seems to be the easiest for me right now, anyways. So I hope you enjoy it. You guys have a great day, and thanks for hanging out with me.